Hey there, it's Mike Langford. Welcome to another update for the Modern Financial Advisor, brought to you by Trulytics, the one and only comprehensive advisor transition management platform. This week on the show, I am joined by Tammy Robbins, the VP of Business Development at Pro Equities, a medium-sized independent broker-dealer firm. Now, the topic we're going to cover today on this podcast is something that I think is incredibly important for everyone in a leadership position in the wealth management space right now, and frankly, anyone in a leadership position beyond the wealth management space, and that is leading through a new work from home, work remote reality that basically every firm has been forced into. And I know some people are trickling back into the offices in certain parts of the country, but this may be a very long-term thing. This may be the dawn of a new reality, as many people are thinking that, hey, maybe we don't have to pay so much for that office anymore and so forth. But what started out as something that happened for a couple of weeks has now turned into several months. And leading through that process is not as easy as you may think. And Tammy was gracious enough to come on the show and share some of what they've learned, some of the things that they've done that she believes have really worked well. And when you think about the juggling act that Tammy and the executive team at Pro Equities have, it's how do we lead our internal team of employees, the team at an independent broker-dealer, right? You know how it works. They have their team as a company, and all of a sudden the people that used to come into the office are suddenly working from home. Many of them were not prepared. They don't have the technology set up. They don't have the nice home office set up. They've never worked from home before. They've always gone to an office. So she's got to manage that and figure out how to make that work efficiently and make sure that everybody stays top of their game, but also fresh and mentally balanced, if you will. Work and home life is suddenly just life. And then you've got the advisor population, right? So these are people who are not employees. They are the clients of Pro Equities, and they're distributed all over the place. Many of them have never worked from home before, and many of them are not particularly comfortable with technology, right? They've been doing business the old-fashioned way, in person, across the table from their clients, on the phone with their clients, pitching to new prospects at lunch and learn type things, or doing seminars to bring on new business, and suddenly some of that stuff has been upended. They have to work from home. They have to talk to their clients on Zoom and other things. And if that's new to you, and if it's new to you when you're 60 years old, let's say, it can feel a little overwhelming, right? And so what did Tammy and the Pro Equities team do to help their advisor population and to make sure that their internal team kept running smoothly? And both of us came to the conclusion that there is some silver lining in this dark cloud of COVID-19 pandemic, for it may be forcing many in the industry to advance more in their embrace of digital technology than they would have if left to their own devices, right? That we're modernizing really quickly, and that's been something that we've needed to do for a little while. So, Modern Financial Advisor, you see what I did there? Anyways, really, really good stuff. I don't want to steal all the thunder of the podcast episode, so make sure you check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcast jam on, and make sure you give it a like and subscribe and tell a friend about it, of course. Also, swing on by the RIA Compliance Concepts podcast. It's actually the RIA Compliance Collective is the name of the podcast. The Compliance Concepts is the name of the firm. Check that out. Ivan Barreto had Terry Mullen on for an episode of their podcast, and really great stuff. I'm a huge fan of Ivan and team. I've known Ivan for years and years. He's based here in Austin. He and the rest of the team are based here in Austin. He's actually been a guest on this podcast, so make sure you check out that. Go way back in the logs there. I'll find the episode number. I don't know it off the top of my head, but we'll splice it in here on the screen for you. Ivan came on the show. Fantastic stuff. We were talking about how do you leverage compliance to make your business grow faster and take advantage of things. Compliance is your ally. They are not your adversary. Make sure you lean on them as much as you can. But Terry went on the show. Great episode of the show, so check that out. They're also on the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher type of deal. So, wherever you like get your podcast jam there as well. Okay? I hope you're doing well. Make sure you are wearing your mask, washing your hands, keeping your distance when appropriate, and of course, be nice to each other, okay? We all need it, all right? We will see you next time on the Modern Financial Advisor podcast. See ya. Bye.